Hello, and welcome to Levels Plus Whenever, episode 112. And we're going to keep it short and sweet for this one, because the last couple have been a little long. We're going to revisit price charting today, and see where my collection currently sits, with a few changes that I've made, selling some stuff, getting some new stuff. And it's been 2 years, so I think it will be worthwhile checking back in. I do have one pickup, and I'll go ahead and stand, because it's this new Kiki Kakai shirt that the Yeti did that I absolutely love. I think it's sick. It's by Pixel Ibat. Unfortunately, it was a daily shirt, so you can't go get it now. But it's nice to finally have a Taito shirt after all this time, considering how much I talk about Taito on this channel. Alright, let's switch to past me for price charting. Back in episode 54 in May of 2022, I did a little bit of price charting on my collection, and it's been over 2 years, and I'm wondering what has changed since then. So I've put together a whole new set of games, although I'll be honest, most of them are the same games as last time. I don't remember if price charting does Famicom or Super Famicom. Okay, I poked my head on the site real quick, and they are doing Japanese games now, so let's do Japanese games. So we'll just run through what I think will be the most again, and we'll go from there. So we'll start with the NES, and I still think it's Dragon Warrior 4 like I did last time. For the N64, I'd be a little surprised if it wasn't Ogre Battle 64. RE2 might be possible, but I think it's still going to be Ogre Battle. GameCube's new. GameCube is very new, although I'm not sure if Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is going to be more than Skies of Arcadia Legends. Both of them have not seen circulation in forever. I'm still going with Tactics Ogre: The Knights of Lotus because all of the Game Boy games that I otherwise have outside of Street Fighter Alpha 3 have been re-released recently. For DS, it's Dragon Quest V, still. For Wii, it's The Last Story Collector's Edition, still. For the 3DS, last time I picked Fire Emblem Echoes Collector's Edition, but I think I'm going to go with Dragon Quest 8. I could have gone with 7 too, but... And then for the Switch, I still would be shocked if the Signature Edition of Greece was not it, because it's normally the number one. So for the Famicom, I'm going with my Castlevania 3, because I can't remember how they pronounce it in Japan, but this is complete in box. If they have this system, which I'm not sure, I'm going with Metroid. I don't really have anything super rare on the Famicom disc system. Super Nintendo, Chrono Trigger. I don't really have anything rare, and Chrono Trigger is not rare in Japan. For the N64, I've got the second of the Goemon games, Goemon's Great Adventure here. Again, I got these really cheap, so I don't think they're going to be worth that much. And then last but not least is the PlayStation, Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Again, I got this pretty cheap. I'd be surprised if it was actually worth a lot. PlayStation 1, I have something new. I have the Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete, which it is. That one's going to probably be pretty high up there. For PlayStation 2, I went with Shadow Hearts Covenant last time, and that, I think, was overtaken by various Suikoden's. So I'm going with Suikoden 5. I still have nothing rare for PS3, but I'm going with Dead Space 2 only because they've canceled the proposed remake because Dead Space 1 didn't do as well when they remade it. Alright, PS4 and PS5 I lumped together last time, but I actually have some rare stuff. So I'm going to go with Odin Sphere, Leaf Thrushier for PS4, and Unicorn Overlord Monarch Edition for PS5. I don't have the Saturn games anymore. Even though it just got announced as part of Capcom Fighting Collection, I still think Project Justice is going to be, out of what I have, the most likely. Alright. Here we are, price charting. NES list. We will see what the complete in box price is. This was the only part of the video I actually watched over, and currently it's not looking too dissimilar from what it was, so things haven't fluctuated a ton. So Dragon Warrior's actually fallen quite a bit. It's now $320.65, but it is still what I have that is highest on this list, and Dragon Warrior 3 is not far behind, and I have that. I think we'll do the top 3. I think that's what I did for most of these last time. Yeah, it is. Dragon Warrior 2 is number 3. Let's see what the Famicom is. And there isn't a disc system, but I put Metroid up there as an alternate. Let's see what the Famicom is in a complete in-box price. Alright, so I was right. $135.80. I'm not going to try to find the other box stuff because I don't think I have anything that's really that rare, but I think what would be interesting, since I have so many carts, is what the top 3 loose price would be. So New York Yankees, otherwise known as Rockin' Cats, is the number 1 base cart one that I have. Layla would be second. And then my copy of Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic for the disc system would be third, but I do see Adventures of Lolo 2, which I also have, not far away, and then Grandmaster and Lagrange Point. I have both of those. Alright. Moving on. I don't have any box Super Nintendo, so we'll try Super Famicom, and we'll just see what the box stuff is here. For the Super Famicom boxed, Chrono Trigger's $37. Mystic Arc is $35, and I don't even know why I'm looking up SimCity for the Super Famicom. That's PAL. SimCity Junior. Scroll back up. Super Famicom 1602. So that is basically what I've got for the Super Nintendo. Because I really only have Super Metroid, Soul Blazer, and Illusion of Gaia left in my loose price. Soul Blazer's number 1 for the Super Nintendo, just for a bare cart. I'm not too surprised about that. And I imagine that Super Metroid and Illusion of Gaia are quite a bit down from there. Just for funsies, since I have a bootleg of Terranigma. Yeah, the English reproduction is 4038. Okay, let's move on to the Nintendo 64. Interestingly enough, it is actually Zelda Ocarina of Time, the collector's edition, which I have, that has taken the #1 spot. Ogre Battle is literally right behind it, which I can't say I'm too surprised, but I am shocked that that collector's edition's gone up. And there's Resident Evil 2 and Harvest Moon 64, side by side, wrapping up the N64. Just for funsies. Again, I don't think either of these are going to be worth that much. In Japan, it's 50. And the other N64 game I have, Japan, is $28.75. So apparently I got a really good deal. Not going to complain. All right, we are moving on to the GameCube. And Path of Radiance is indeed the #1. Can't say I'm too surprised by that. There's Skies of Arcadia Legends, last time's choice. It's gone down a bit, actually, which I'm a little surprised by. You just never know. That's why I like doing this every couple years. And inexplicably Beyond Good and Evil is 3rd. What? I guess people want to play that on the original system instead of the various remakes that Ubisoft has done over the years. Or maybe they don't want to give Ubisoft money, which, you know, fair. Alright, for the Wii. The Last Story Limited Edition is #1, as I suspected it would be. But let's see what follows up behind it that I still have in my collection. I see so many things I no longer have. Data East Arcade Classics is now #2. That's interesting. And Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars, that fell a bit for $40. Considering the licensing nightmare that game's going to be, maybe people are really hopeful that Capcom will continue to work their magic on that. Alright, for the Wii U. I don't have a complete in-box Amiibo bundle anymore because I don't have the box. But that's $107 with the Amiibo and just the loose price. And even just standard HD is $99.65, loose and $104.41. So I guess Twilight Princess somehow usurped the Wii U. I don't even know if I pulled a Wii U game out. I did not. Because I didn't think I had anything that rare, I guess. And then moving on, HD is 2nd. I guess those are really in demand since Nintendo has not re-released them. And then SteamWorld Collection is 3rd. Wow, the Wii U is just surprising me left and right here. And now for the Switch. Wow, the Signature Edition. Still what I thought it would be. It's going to be more the loose price because I don't have the overall box anymore, but I am not shocked that Grease is still at the top. The River City Girls Classic Edition is 2nd. And then the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition is now 3rd. I know this was different last time. I want to say that there was another limited run thing up here. I think it was the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. That has changed a lot. A Game Boy Advance. If I had Pokemon games, I'd be able to probably move out of my current place and move into a new one. So Castlevania Aria of Sorrow and Metroid Zero Mission still are the top two. And I remember that happening last time, and I was surprised. And then Fire Emblem. So my pick of Tactics Ogre was way off base, even though these three games you can buy, or not even, you can buy Aria of Sorrow, but these two you could get as part of Nintendo Switch Online, but they're still worth a decent chunk if you really want them. DS. Still Dragon Quest V. The first print of Chrono Trigger, which I have, is second. Dragon Quest VI is actually overtaken Dragon Quest IV. And then there's Order of Ecclesia, and there's Dragon Quest IV. Alright. 3DS, and that'll wrap up the Nintendo stuff. Dragon Quest VIII is number one, as I suspected it might be. From here, I would think Dragon Quest VII and then a Fire Emblem. I only have like 5 3DS games left after all of my weeding out stuff. Okay, well, shit. Echoes is now second with the special edition. See, so many games that I used to have. And there's 7. So those are the 3 there. Let's move on to the Dreamcast. Cannon Spike is number 1. Loose, as well as Complete and Box. Well, Giga Wing actually is just a little bit above it. Project Justice is number 1. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is number 2. And the Skies of Arcadia is 3rd. Alright, PlayStation 1. I was about to say, it's fascinating. Why is NFL Blitz 2000 Greatest Hits $2,500? There's my Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. It's number 1. I have a Greatest Hits Silent Hill, so that doesn't count. But it is second. And then I have a Greatest Hits of Symphony of the Night as well. And then I guess the Symphony of the Night Greatest Hits is 3rd. Fascinating. Alright. Just for funsies, we'll look at the Japanese PS1. See if Tron actually shows up. But Rockman Dash 2 is 2834. That's the edition that I have. Is 4643. So a little bit higher. Yeah, so I was right. PlayStation 2 now. If I had a complete Silent Hill 3, it would be number 1, but I have disc and manual, so I'm going to say 13037. We'll see if that number holds up against all the other stuff. I'm pretty sure I have enough for resale Shadow Hearts. I'll have to look. That's a negative. I had the not for resale Shadow Hearts, but I sold that in and got another copy of Shadow Hearts. That's the regular one, which is here. So 11830. That puts it above Silent Hill 2, but below Silent Hill 3 loose. And there's Suikoden 5 at 100. Okay, PlayStation 3. I don't even know if I really want to bother going through all of this, because I know exactly what game is going to be worth something. Dead Space 3 Greatest Hits is actually up this high. So we'll scroll a little bit before I actually do a search. This is the Dead Space 2 I'm pretty sure I have. PlayStation 4. This one's going to be intriguing because I genuinely have no idea. And there's been some big collector things that have shaken out. There have been so many collector's editions. In the last 2 generations. Okay, I was ultimately right. It just took forever to get here. That's what I have as the Storybook Edition. We'll see what else even comes up just through a cursory scan. But that took a long time to get to that, and I don't really have any other collector's editions. Alright, I went down so far that just the standard basic Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is number 2. If I had it for PS4, I have it for PS5, so I'm still not at number 2. Alright, let's see what the dealio is here. I think I had the Ultimate Edition. I need a reminder of what was in it. Yeah, so I guess Guilty Gear Strive's Ultimate Edition is what I had. I think at least I got all those digital contents. I don't remember the Steelbook, but I probably have it somewhere. I just don't have it on display. So I guess that's number 1. And then the Omega Edition of Street or King of Fighters 15, I had that, so that's number 2. And there's the Monarch edition of Unicorn Overlord, so no, number 3. Not a bad guess. Alright, well that was fun, revisiting. Quite a few things have changed since 2022. You just never know. And that PlayStation 4 list is a nightmare. Wow. That took me a long time to find the 2 that I found in there. Just absolutely bonkers. Alright, well, I hope you found that interesting. We will see you next time with something else, completely different. Thank you for joining me. Take care.